Managing your thought processes can be hard, even more if they stem from stress, anxiety, depression, or any other mental health condition. It's challenging to keep a positive perspective when your mind is dwelling on negative thoughts all the time. We know how important it is to stay positive in order to stay as healthy as you can be. So in this video, you'll learn to recognize common negative thought patterns and what you can do to regain control of your mind, having a positive outlook in life. Negative thinking often comes out of fear. We're mostly afraid of the unknown. It's what happens when you don't know the outcome of a situation. Whatever that situation may be, we tend to play it safe. This way, we don't face our fears, but we also never reach our full potential. In time, this leads to dissatisfaction and pessimistic point of view. We should know that what causes negative thinking varies from one person to another. For example, I may be afraid of speaking in public, and that may trigger negative thoughts for me, while another person may be afraid of knowing other people's opinions about them, and that is what may trigger their negative thoughts. So it's not the same for everyone. Maybe you've experienced some of these in the past, thinking, I don't have what it takes to achieve this, so I'm not even going to try. Or if I fail in this, people are going to think I'm a failure. Luckily, there are methods you can use to not get caught up in these thoughts. It requires patience and a lot of effort, but you can do it. Try to understand what triggers your negative thoughts first. It can be a person, a specific situation, or a place. Then it's about trying out different techniques and seeing what works for you. Here are a few examples. 1. Pause for a moment. If you are feeling stuck in negative thinking patterns, pause for a second and breathe. Focus your awareness on the world around you with all your 5 senses. Then, try to notice the difference between what you're feeling and what you're experiencing in the present moment through all your senses. See that those thoughts do not define you or everything else around you. Two, confront your thoughts. Trying to simply forget your negative thought may not work for you. Instead, be aware of it and examine how you feel. Are you feeling stressed, anxious, disappointed, or frustrated? Say to yourself that you can acknowledge you're having a negative thought. It's just a story you're telling yourself and it's not reality. Your negative thoughts do not define who you are. Three, understand how you think. When you understand it, it becomes possible to anticipate the effect your thoughts have on you. Ask yourself if you have a more optimistic or negative outlook in your day-to-day life. Do you tend to see the good in every situation, or do you often worry about the smallest things? If you come to the conclusion you're more of a pessimist, ask yourself why. Try to figure out what causes your thoughts from an outside point of view. 4. Question your thoughts. Find a way to challenge your thoughts. Examine whether they are realistic or just a representation of your fears and negative approaches. A good exercise is to think if someone else had that thought. For instance, if you're thinking you're not good enough to do a specific job, imagine your closest friend having that same thought pattern. Would you agree they're not capable of doing it? Or would you clearly see they may do a great job and reassure them? Ask yourself if it's just you or your mind exaggerating. 5. Target your strengths. As humans, we tend to focus on our mistakes and negative aspects instead of achievements or successes we have. It's more likely that we remember a negative criticism someone made about us than a positive trait they said we had. Begin to shift your attention to the good, positive aspects. It may take a while, but the benefits are huge. The more you focus on the positive little things, the easier it becomes to stop dwelling on negative thoughts. Next time you find yourself thinking negatively, immediately shift your focus and think about a positive trait you have. We are sure there's a lot more positive things than you might realize. 6. Don't judge. You don't have to be so hard on yourself. If you're setting goals for yourself, that's awesome. However, keep in mind that everyone has their own path. Maybe you see someone that has already accomplished the goal you're trying to achieve. That's perfectly fine. Do not compare yourself to them and do not think they're better than you. Remember that you have already accomplished a lot in your life and you should feel proud. Let go of the judgment and know that you are doing just fine. 7. Don't force yourself to stop it altogether. We would love to say you can just stop all the negative thinking at once. Truth is, you probably can't. If you're always concerned about this, finding ways to stop thinking negatively and beating yourself up if you can't always succeed, it only gets worse. You'll get frustrated and it may be easier for negative thoughts to go through your mind. Your goal here is to acknowledge those thoughts, learn to deal with them, and then let them go. Don't get caught up on trying to figure out why that happens to you. Believe it or not, we all experience negative thoughts one way or another, on some part of our lives. It's how we learn to deal with them that makes a difference. Remember that you can always seek professional help if it seems too much for you to handle alone. Don't be afraid of talking to someone else about your thoughts. Therapists can actually help you dealing with all the emotions you have. The more you practice these methods, the better you'll be at overcoming negative thinking. It takes effort and patience, but the reward is really worth it. Hope you liked this video. Please hit the subscribe button and thank you for watching.